citizen. They may want the people speak out. Freedom of speech done gone inside the gutter. Knock off when you open your mouth. Discrimination in entertainment, and you're talking about one Guyana. When the Ministry of Culture keep the big shows, one set of girls and banner. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up. Every picture you take and promise you make, everything you do is about clouds. Then you come into me for I shake your hand, there's nothing to smile about. Corruption inside every sector, but when it comes to them they send you. Try investigate efficiency, right? Go talk to Brutus too. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up. I done fed up on the dirty water, low pressure, want scream and tell somebody. Imagine 1500 US and they're telling me super salary. I done fed up on the unemployment racism and the lie they say one Guyana. Cause when you look with the oil money going, circulate with one set of banner. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up.
Basement level vibes with another one, straight up blackness. Aye, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, I do it for the love, him not do it for no money. Straight up, him attack, educating everybody. Big up my friends and big up my family. Turn on the radio, catch the vibes, it's integrity. Straight up, Benskop stands for unity. One people, one nation, one destiny. Free up the truth in the air, even the blind can see. The deaf can hear, the dumb can talk, the cripple can walk. Boom, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, we have to gather wrong, grab a seat and sit down, pay attention. Education, liberation, we have to stand strong. Benskop upon the radio, lively up the program. Everybody call somebody and let them turn and tune and on the radio and catch the boom song. We boom it up already, we have to boom it up again. Expose and reveal him, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the truth. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the truth. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, I do it for the love, him not do it for no money. Straight up, him attack, educating everybody. Big up my friends and big up my family. Turn on the radio, catch the vibes, it's integrity. Straight up, Benskop stands for unity. One people, one nation, one destiny. Free up the truth in the air, even the blind can see. The deaf can hear, the dumb can talk, the cripple can walk. Boom, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop.
Yeah, my name is Chastity Caldata from City, Vietnam, and since 1965, I become a voter, and I always place my X next to the cup. And what they are doing today, I can't take it. So I have no more vote to give to PPP anymore. I'm not going to vote anymore no more. If they have to lose by one vote, they're losing it by data.
Jesus Christ. If cost of living double, I don't know what happened. A pound of sugar is $300 already. Flour, everything gone up. Everything just raising. You gotta give a $40,000 for buy good ration. You gotta get 3 man now. A weekend man, a monthly man, and a fortnight man.
All right, good night and welcome to Straight Up. We start right off the bat at, according to information on the ground, Brutus is under siege. Assistant Commissioner of Police, the embattled Assistant Commissioner of Police, Calvin Brutus, house is under siege by members of the Guyana Police Force, his own colleagues, within the Guyana Police Force. According to information, Brutus is in the house with his family. According to information, that is. We are still waiting for update on this matter. It is said that Mr. Brutus is in the police compound. That is where he, along with his wife and his kid, is there. We have some policemen and some policemen who are watching this show right now. Good night to all of you. I don't know what's happening there on the ground, but this is a dangerous development. At this point in time, it is a dangerous development because anything, and I repeat, anything can happen at this point in time. Thanks, those of you who have shared the link. We got some information for you guys. Please do continue to share the link as we prepare to give you what is happening on the ground in Guyana, as we prepare to let you guys know what is happening on the ground in Guyana. All right, so this is what's happening at this point in time. Again, this is what is happening. Brutus' home is under siege. Compliments of Barrett Jackdale, and I repeat, compliments of Barrett Jackdale. The vindictiveness of Barrett Jackdale there again, and you notice Hicken is there with Barrett Jackdale, and that's an ex-policeman, Alexander, who is said to have been murdered by squads, death squads, allegedly connected to Barrett Jackdale and the PPP, allegedly. And we're getting some very disturbing information pertaining to the execution and the cover-up of this ex-policeman, Alexander. The cover-up of this ex-policeman, Alexander. This is what's happening. This is what is happening at this point in time, guys. Guyana has become dangerous, a dangerous place at this time. I repeat, Guyana has become a dangerous place at this time. You just don't know who to trust in that place. Politically speaking, it is dangerous, extremely dangerous at this time. And if you're visiting Guyana, don't be fooled. If you are visiting Guyana, you've got to be extremely careful because it is politically corrupt. Jackdale and Irfan Ali, they are set to be in control, set to be, mind you, they're going to have to say whether it's correct or not, set to be in control of death squads and in support of drug lords in Guyana. And that is how the police force is being run right now. And so we're getting word that Calvin Brutus, some members of the police force, his colleagues, are negotiating with him to surrender, so to speak. That's according to a police source, to surrender. Lots of things are happening. We will keep you informed right here on 107.1 FM, even if we have to go the extra mile, an extra half hour, an extra hour, or whatever it is. And as folks get information, they are informing us what's happening on the ground. This is a sad moment for Guyana. Sad indeed that the police force is there to protect and serve, but instead of protecting and serving, they are not protecting and serving the citizens of Guyana. They are protecting and serving criminals. You have senior politicians in the PPP regime are no different. They are protecting and serving criminals. They are covering up murders. According to information, Barrett Jagdeo is said to have instructed the acting police commissioner to cover up a murder of this policeman Alexander. That is according to information. Barrett Jagdeo is going to have to say whether the information is accurate or not. We are just saying to you what the information that we have received here, that Barrett Jagdeo is, once again, death squads are in Guyana. And the fact that the death squads are back in Guyana, controlled by the PPP, controlled by drug lords connected to the PPP. Guess what's happening? Guess what is happening? Those bad days are back again. And this is what we're seeing. The police gang up on somebody, beating up on somebody just for maybe a petty crime. That's what's happening. And that's the Guyana again. That's the Guyana again under the corrupt PPP regime. Again, I repeat, this is the Guyana under the corrupt PPP regime. Those of you, those of you, and we're getting information coming in, again, that Calvin Brutus, Assistant Commissioner of Police, his house is under siege. Compliments of Barrett Jagdeo, because I'll tell you guys what, if you understand chess and you've been watching this move, this should not come as a surprise to you guys. It was predicted. Anybody, you know the move of a horrible chess player, and Jagdeo is a horrible chess player. You can predict, you can anticipate what the next move would have been. And the next move for Calvin Brutus was for them to institute the 240 plus charges against him, rush to the DPP, and maybe Barrett Jagdeo, again I'm saying, maybe Barrett Jagdeo picked up the phone, called the acting commissioner of police, and he can say that he has never picked up the phone and called the acting commissioner of police and asked him to interfere with criminal matters. And now Jagdeo has to say whether he has done that. There's serious allegations leveled against Jagdeo, who sits there as the quote-unquote installed vice president of Guyana. Imagine Jagdeo, imagine someone who is the installed vice president of a country, picks up, according to information, mind you, picks up the phone, calls the chief investigating officer, and in this case, Karim Bakch at SOCU, the Special Organized Crime Unit, and instructed Karim Bakch what to do and what not to do. This is what we're hearing, and now Karim Bakch is going to have to respond to those serious allegations. Jagdeo will have to respond to those serious allegations. The acting commissioner of police will have to respond to the allegations that Barra Jagdeo instructed the acting commissioner of police to commit a crime. Allegations. And then you have allegations against the chief of staff of the Guyana Defense Force. And no, I'm not talking about allegations of Lindo Creek and these sort of things. No. Allegations that the chief of staff of the Guyana Defense Force, allegations, mind you, in a meeting with senior security officers of that country, including the Minister of Home Affairs, and of course a briefing by high-ups in the government as to why the CCTV cameras around Palm Court on Main Street, why those cameras were disabled or deactivated several days after there was that murder at Palm Court, the Paper Shorts murder. Another cover-up by members of the PPP regime. I repeat, another cover-up, another cover-up, another cover-up. Again, another cover-up. And this is why I say to all of you, Guyana is a dangerous place under the corrupt PPP regime. I don't know if law enforcement officials in the US or wherever, I don't know if they watch this program, but if they watch this show, they will get some information as to how corrupt the PPPC is. I don't know. I don't know. It is extremely corrupt. Guyana is not a real place, as they would say. It is not a real place at all. Good night to all of you. If you're now joining us, guess what's happening? As we get some information coming in, Brutus, Brutus is the, Assistant Commissioner of Police, embattled Brutus, who was once a darling of these guys. They went after Paul Slow, threw the books at Paul Slow as a result of Brutus. Paul Slow said Brutus should not be promoted as a result of X, Y, and Z, and all these different things. But no, Irfan Ali and Jagdeo, they were batting, they were fighting, and all sorts of things for Brutus. And I don't know what has happened. Maybe Brutus didn't really want to do what they wanted Brutus to do. Maybe at the procurement area, Brutus didn't give some of the ministers and their concubines and their relatives and so forth contracts, and he didn't approve. I don't know. I honestly do not know what transpired. And if you look at me, you know that I do not know what happened. But something fishy happened. And when Jagdeo doesn't like a man, I repeat, when Jagdeo doesn't like a man, he will do anything to get back at that man. If he can't get that man one way, he will find other ways to be vindictive. And that is how this country, Guyana, is being run right now, by a pack of vindictive, corrupt individuals. And now you're watching this photograph here. This is when they arrested Winston Jordan, former finance minister, and they were going after Brian Tiwari as well. And so according to information, Jagdeo instructed Kareem Baksh, according to information, mind you, let me put my hands up, according to information, instructed Kareem Baksh, who went straight over to the office of the DPP, and guess what? That Jordan should be charged. They didn't have any evidence against Jordan, but Jagdeo wanted to set a record and punish Jordan and embarrass Jordan. That was the intention. And there was a whisper, according to this little fly, there was a whisper that Jagdeo stopped any further investigations or charges against Brian Tiwari. I'll tell you guys about that on another occasion. But let's get back to Guyana. What's happening there right now? This is the police. They're at Brutus' house. They surround Brutus' house. He is in his house right now. And this, as you can see, this is the police compound. This is the police compound. police officers in the police officers compound. They surround the house. SWAT team. You see the SWAT team there, right? You see the SWAT team. They're ready to shoot and kill. That's what they are prepared, and I'm sure they may have gotten orders. Who knows? Maybe they probably got orders from Jack Deere, because you can't. I'm saying maybe here, mind you, right? I'm just saying maybe here. I'm not saying that Jack Deere ordered the police to. I'm saying maybe, but I'm saying this based on Jack Deere's track record. Jack Deere is out to get Brutus by any means necessary. And if Brutus only breathe or belch loud enough, they will swat him away. We know many folks have been, the SWAT team went into people's homes and killed them, executed them, Boston, and maybe others and so forth. So we know what is happening right now. And this is a serious development, because one wrong move, they will kill Brutus. Maybe that is what Jack Deere wants. Maybe that is what Irfan Ali wants. Maybe that is what other bad elements in society who do a bunch of bad things in that country, compliments of the corrupt PPP regime. Maybe that is what they want. They want Brutus to be killed. Now, some of you might say, oh, it's good for Brutus. Oh, he should not have. No, look, Brutus, in my opinion, those bank accounts, for me, something is fishy. Something smells rank about those bank accounts. And once they have evidence to institute charges against him, let them go right ahead. Let them institute the charges against him. But 240? You can't tell me that Brutus is the only man in Guyana, the only policeman in Guyana. What about Jack Deere and all the billions of dollars? What about Irfan Ali and all the billions of dollars and the other cronies, businessmen, questionable businessmen, and the drug lords? You have never seen them surround a drug lord's house like in this manner, or a money launderer. No, you have never seen it. It simply means that Brutus is hurting Jack Deere. And it tells me this, that maybe Brutus has information that could expose Jack Deere and others. Maybe. That is why, instead of going to Brutus and say, well, look, you have been charged, you have to go to court tomorrow morning. No, they move in with a SWAT team. And here's, you guys, look, some more. This is the officers. This is the police compound. And these are the police men. They're watching. Brutus's house is, it appears a little dark in some sections and so forth. This is the police headquarters, mind you, right? This is where Brutus is currently at. And that's the SWAT team. They are the back, they are the side, they are the front, and guns aimed. They could easily pull the trigger and kill his little child. They could easily pull the trigger and kill his wife, and then claim that he was the one who did that and murder-suicide, right? And now, I'm not calling, we're trying to fix this puzzle here right now. We may hear shots fired. They could say that shots fired. Brutus' back is against the wall right now. Anything can happen. I repeat, anything can happen at this point in time. Any single thing can happen. Brutus might become so confused that he believes that there is no way out, absolutely no way out. With 240 charges, he is more likely going to prison. Jack Deere wants him to go to jail. Let him go to jail. That may be Jack Deere's agenda at this point in time. Irfan Ali might be doing and saying the same thing as well. Let him. 240 charges. Can you imagine? And take a look at this. Can you imagine Brutus? I'm sure that Brutus has cameras right now. You can check the house there. There's camera, what appears to be a camera out in front there and so forth. And he is looking at them. You can just imagine what is going through Brutus' mind right now. Right now, what is going through Brutus' mind? There can only be one thing, and I don't have to say it out right now. This is a dangerous situation at this point in time. Anything can happen. Brutus can decide that, look, that's it. Well, now I'm not saying that that should be the case. Brutus can get so angry that you never know what the outcome would be. You never know what the outcome would be. This is compliments. What we're seeing right now is compliments of the corrupt PPP regime. Some people might be sucking their teeth and say, is everything you're going to blame? Of course, every single thing. Because when you have allegations leveled against a man who sits there as the vice president of a country, of interfering with a criminal matter, interfering with a murder probe of an ex-policeman, interfering, that's the allegations. And Hicken has to come out, the acting commissioner of police has to come out and say whether it is correct or not. Whether it is correct or not. Well, we got some information coming in, and they're really not good information about how vindictive Jack Dale and Irfan. It's just not good information, and some photographs and so forth and so on. That is what's happening. But Guyana is a dangerous place. I repeat, guys, Guyana is a dangerous place. And that is no political statement. It is a matter of fact. It is a dangerous place. When you can't trust the head of the Guyana Defense Force, it is a dangerous place. When allegations leveled against the head of the Guyana Defense Force as being complicit in a crime, allegations, and this is not about Lindo Creek and others. This is not about being friendly with drug lords and money launderers and so forth. No, this has to do with what really allegations of removing the CCTV cameras, ordering the removal of the CCTV cameras next to Palm Court. And days later, there was a murder, a high-profile murder, so to speak, right at Palm Court. And excuse given as to why those CCTV cameras should be deactivated is that over at the spy center, the NSA or whatever they call it, guess what? That they do not want those officers at the spy center because they are suspicious that those officers are sympathetic toward the opposition. And they do not want, according to information, Omar Khan does not want those officers at the spy center to know the whereabouts of Irfan Ali. Such a sad excuse. Guyana is a horrible place at this moment. Horrible place at this moment under the corrupt PPP regime. I repeat, under the corrupt PPP regime. Lots and lots of things are happening. Some people are saying, and rightly so, that SOCU should not be investigating one of their own, and especially a senior rank. And when the head of SOCU himself, allegations are leveled against him, so then how fair can this investigation be? I don't know, but it is time that SOCU head removes himself from this investigation. Maybe we need Scotland Yard, maybe we need the FBI to do a thorough investigation and to see who else are the culprits involved in this wide scheme of things. Now, you can't tell me, you can't say that just like that, they got up and they want to go after Brutus. Something is fishy. Now, suddenly, the SWAT team decided that they are going to go and surround the man's house. This is it, surrounded. They want him. I don't know whether he has surrendered as yet, but they want him. And in my opinion, they want him dead or alive. Dead or alive. And then when they get him, guess what? They are going to handcuff him, they are going to shackle him, and they are going to parade him just as Jack Dale wants him to be paraded. Just as Jack Dale wants him to be paraded. This is a move right out of the books of Barra Jack Dale. The criminal nature of Barra Jack Dale is showing its ugly head right now. They're not going to go after drug lords and so forth. They are just not going to go after drug lords. Look, we'll take a quick break. Lots of messages coming in. Let me just read a couple. We'll be right
I
back.
can't take it no more. I can't take it no more. Can't take it no more. Imagine 18 hours a blackout and you're telling people progress. Cost of living gone up 100%. Yet you give public servant less. Mr. President, listen to the people. Search your soul and you will confess. I want you try surviving on the public face. Then you're gonna know but stress. Cause I done fed up. You done fed up. He done fed up. She done fed up. We done fed up. The people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup. Look how evil set up. The people fed up. They don't drive no fear with the citizen. They may want the people speak out. Freedom of speech done gone inside the gutter. Knock off when you open your mouth. Discrimination in entertainment. And you're talking about one Guyana. When the Ministry of Culture keep the big shows. One set of girls.
Yeah, sorry about welcome back. Welcome back. If you're now joining us, of course, all of us, everybody's fed up. Every single one is fed up. Yeah. Yeah. Every single one is fed up. People are fed up. People are fed up of what's happening in the country. Take a look at this. This is what is happening right now. And we're getting word that more policemen are heading out there because they're now claiming that Brutus may do something to them. That is what they are claiming now, that Brutus may do. So they are afraid for their lives right now. Can you see how hypocritical, how silly this is? I don't know what's happening, but I tell you what. This, I noticed somebody has mentioned and reminded us that Brutus, his wife is pregnant, and then he has a little child in the house as well. And that's what Jack Dale does. Jack Dale doesn't care. I am almost certain, I can put my head on the block. I am almost certain that Jack Dale instructed the acting commissioner of police to surround the house of Brutus. Now take a look at this. Brutus will be removed from position in police force once criminal charges are filed, says Guyana AG Nandalal. Says Nandalal. He didn't say that Dharamlal will be removed over serious rape allegations or allegation level. He didn't say that. He didn't say that other corrupt officials will be removed. Nothing at all. So if you fix this puzzle, you will see exactly what is happening here. Now, if a charge is filed against a police officer, you don't remove the police officer. The police officer, and this is not a matter for the Attorney General to speak on. Why are these guys going out there speaking on these matters? It simply means they have something, that they are afraid of something. It means that they're frightened. They're frightened something. They're frightened, not afraid. They're frightened. They are afraid of something that Brutus may have on them. Whatever that something is, we can all speculate. I don't know who Brutus is speaking to. I don't know whether he's talking to people inside Guyana, sideway Guyana, front of Guyana, the back of Guyana, outside. I don't know. But for some reason or the other, Jagdeo is afraid. Irfan Ali is afraid. Anil Nandalal is afraid. Why are they so afraid of Brutus? What is it that they believe Brutus has on them and that Brutus might be willing to talk to people? I don't know. What do you got? It shows that they have a lot to hide. And if they can take Brutus out of the race, they will do just that. And maybe this explains why This explains why the SWAT team, and then you have Soku there, and so forth and so on. This explains why. And they want, Jagdeer wants, and let's not pussyfoot around this here. Jagdeer wants Brutus dead. Jagdeer believes that Brutus, and this is just my opinion, mind you, Jagdeer believes that Brutus should be killed. You can't run away from that. That's how low-life people behave. And Brutus, getting back to Brutus now, this doesn't take away from all the serious charges against him and the money deposited, all that money. That's a heck of a lot of money. It doesn't take away from that. It doesn't take away. But there's a bigger picture in all of this. Guys, understand what that bigger picture is. This is what Jagdeer said not too long ago, that Brutus, because Brutus moved to the court, and Brutus moving to the court is, according to Jagdeer, self-destructive, as he now, Jagdeer, went further to say that government has files on Brutus. Now, who would make such irresponsible statement even while the matter is under investigation? Take a look at what Jagdeer said. In other words, he's saying to Brutus, shut up. He's saying to Hicken and others, shut up. Because the government, he's trying to say not the government. He is trying to say that he has files on them and they should shut up. But because Jagdeer now stretched this thing further, he's probably of the view that Brutus may be selling guns to Apache. He's of the view that Brutus might be talking to people. And he doesn't want Brutus to talk to people. And so what they have done, surround his house. They're going to try to take his laptop computer. They're going to try to take his phones away. They're going to take his wife's phone away. They're going to take the little kid's phone away. They're going to take the baby that is unborn phone away. And the point I'm making, not to add a little humor to that, but they're going to take everything away. They are going to search his house. They are going to rip his house apart. They are going to take every document. They are going to run through his phone. They are going to listen to some of his conversations, voice notes, whatever. Every single thing they would do. And if Brutus is watching, I don't know. If Brutus is watching, Brutus will have to ensure that he cleans his phone. Do like what Jagdeer does. In fact, do like what Jagdeer did when he came to, nervously came to America a few months ago. He didn't come with his original phone. He left his original phone in his vehicle and he came with a new phone, so that in the event that he searched, in the event that he pulls in, guess what? That they won't see anything on the phone. And that's how these criminals operate, because they have a lot to hide. And in this situation with Brutus, Jagdeer knows that a lot of things are at stake. Lots of things. Jagdeer knows that Brutus possibly, I'm saying it is possible that Brutus knows a lot about criminality concerning Jagdeer. It could possibly be that. That is why, and also Irfan Ali, that is why they have surrounded his house. They are going to grab him if they can. They are going to shackle him. They're going to put him in handcuffs, and they are going to send him to prison. And they are going to put him in isolation. They are going to put him in solitary confinement. Jagdeer wants to make an example of Brutus, so that the other senior officers who have files, and I repeat, not allegedly, other senior officers who have files, dirty files on Jagdeer, that they are going to get the message that if you dare speak out, if you dare attempt to do anything, what he, Jagdeer, and Irfan Ali are doing to Brutus right now can very well happen to the others. And now some folks may ask Hicken, why are you allowing Jagdeer and Irfan and these criminals in Guyana to run the police force. Why? Why? Why are you doing that, Hicken? Hicken would sometimes probably, this is probably what he would say, his hands are tied. His hands are tied. Hicken, aren't you tired of saying your hands are tied? How could you be the head of the Guyana police force and allow Barrett Jagdeo or Irfan Ali to call you and dictate how an investigation should go, how a criminal matter should go, whether the CCTV camera evidence should be destroyed or not, or to discontinue a serious matter such as the murder, disappearance, and subsequent murder of a former policeman of the Guyana police force. Now, these are serious allegations, Hicken, that you need to call a press conference. You need to respond to these allegations. You can't say your hands are tied. The U.S., we'll talk about the fundings from the U.S. for the Guyana police force. The funding from the U.S. has to be suspended at this point in time. The funding has to be suspended because the police force isn't serving and protecting the people of Guyana. They're serving and protecting criminals, death squad members. And Jagdeo would know a lot of those death squad members, some of whom he claims are working in the best interest of the PPP. And therefore, you have to protect those individuals, right? Whether they're in Agricola, whether they're in Buxton, okay, yep, get the message, or whether they're in Monrepo, or whether they're in Blackbush Polder, or wherever they are, right, Jagdeo? Good. So the police force should not receive a cent, not a dime more from U.S. taxpayers' dollars until they get their house in order. Now, what about the DPP? What about the DPP chambers? What about the DPP? Can somebody say, what about the DPP? What about the DPP? Is the DPP's office a criminal office? Is the DPP office an extension of the PPP? That it is alleged Jagdeo and others can pick up the phone and call the director of public prosecution and direct her or her office how to operate as it pertains to criminal charges, who to charge and who not to charge? Is that how a country should be run? Seriously. But that is the case under Jagdeo and Irfan Ali. A corrupt entity. They don't go to drug lords. They dare go to, and they know drug lords. They know the drug lords in Guyana. They know the money launderers in Guyana. In fact, it is said that Irfan Ali is protecting a particular drug lord in Guyana, responsible for murders and abductions and all these sort of things. It is said that Irfan Ali is protecting those individuals. It is said that senior operatives of the PPP regime got their own set of drug lords that they protect. Got their own set of death squad members, killers that they protect. But it's got to come to an end sometime soon. It has got to come to an end sometime soon. A lot of them probably on their way to the U.S. might be pulled in for fitness, regardless of who they are. No matter whether they have a diplomatic passport or whatever they have, all of the evidence, it's sickening what's happening in Guyana right now, guys. It is sickening. This is not propaganda. It is sickening. We'll take a break and be right back. It is sickening, guys.
I can't take it no more. I can't take it no more. Can't take it no more. Imagine 18 hours of blackout and you're telling people progress. Cost of living gone up 100%, yet you give public servant less. Mr. President, listen to the people. Search your soul and you will confess. I want you try surviving on the public face, then you're gonna know but stress. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up. Ministry of Culture keep the big shows. One set of girls and banner. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. They hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up. Every picture you take and promise you make, everything you do is about clouds. Then you come into me for I shake your hand, there's nothing to smile about. Corruption inside every sector, but when it comes to them they send you. Try investigate efficiency, right? Go talk to Barrett and Sue. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up. I done fed up of the dirty water, low pressure, want scream and tell somebody. Imagine 1500 US and they're telling me.
Sad situation just coming in, and people are just talking about how sick the country has gotten, how sad it is in the country, and they can't take it no more. That's what people are saying. They can't take it no more, and rightly so. Never believed that the country could be such. I don't know. They just can't take it no more. I'm going to read some of your comments as we still continue to look at the photographs. We're getting some more information coming in that the orders came directly from the office of the president, possibly from Air Finale, Jack Dale, to Hicken, to arrest Brutus, to chain him, to shackle him, and prepare him for court in the morning. Reason, and I want you guys to listen to this here now. They're of the view that Brutus may escape out of the country. Again, they are of the view that Brutus may escape out of Guyana and probably seek asylum, maybe in Linden. I don't know. They sit down and that's how they're imagining these things may happen. And so they moved in as quickly as possible. They moved in right away to arrest Brutus, shackle him, arrest his wife. And by the way, his wife is pregnant. But then again, they don't give a damn about whether somebody's wife is pregnant or not, because some of them are not fortunate to get that done, if you know what I mean, on their own. And so they just do not care. Good night to all of you who just joined us here. If you're now joining us, they surround Brutus' house. They want to either kill Brutus or shackle him and punish him. Because Jack Dale, possibly, is of the view that Brutus has been talking. And Jack Dale doesn't like, along with Anil, they do not like, along with Irfan, they do not like some of the things that they've been seeing and reading about. And so they are of the view that Brutus is selling guns to the Apache, as they would say. And so right off the bat, they think that the best option right now for them is to go after Brutus, arrest him or kill him. Arrest. Right now, Brutus' life is in danger. They may kill Brutus and then say he committed suicide. Again, guys, this whole thing can change by tomorrow morning. This entire thing can change by tomorrow morning. Those who are now joining us, they surrounded the house of Assistant Commissioner of Police, Calvin Brutus. Jack Dale, we are told, instructed Hicken and Karim Baksh, we're told, mind you, instructed them to go after Brutus right now. I don't know, somebody's skinning the teeth. Oh, Mark, you better go and save Brutus because like your brother, It's got to be a silly person. So let them just go. This is not a page for that. But like your brother is like your brother. This is about justice. This is a serious matter. And nobody can condone any sort of criminality. The allegations against Brutus is that he did some things that are not complimentary. He has made some hefty deposits and so forth. So if that's the allegations, those are the allegations, and they have the evidence, they charge him, put him before the court. But this is more than just the allegations. It is more than just that. And we big, but we big and we in stupid. We big and we in stupid. Right? We big, but we in stupid. We know what's, and there are some folks who are going to come on here and peddle a Jack Dale and PPP and the drug lords and them line. We know that now. We're Lemon and I, we're looking at some of them. We know who they are. They're on skinning their teeth, but this is not a skin teeth show. If you want a skin teeth show, go tomorrow afternoon, 2 o'clock, when Jack Dave is on. Go on Jack Dave's program and skin your teeth, because that's a skin teeth program. Or wait until that guy with the ants nest that cried like a baby when the handcuffs were in his hands the other day. Go on his program and skin your teeth. Don't come here and skin teeth. Simple as that. Simple as that. We know the skin teethers. 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 So the skin teethers are gone. Story done. This is not, I'm not bothered about karma. We're looking about justice. That's what we're talking here about, you know. So don't tell me what Paul Slow said that Brutus is getting. Fair enough. Mr. Paul Slow is entitled to his opinion. He has served Guyana, and he understands the PPP when it comes to directing and trying to control members of the Guyana police force. They attempted to control Paul Slow, and he said, no. He's not going to be controlled. And so I respect that. I respect the position of Mr. Paul Slow. He feels he's had his runnings with Brutus, and I understand Mr. Paul Slow's position. I respect it. But I'm taking a different position from the standpoint that if Brutus has done something wrong, you have 240 charges against him. Fair enough. Some might say karma, yes. But my position is charge him, put him before the court. If the magistrate doesn't want to give him bail, let him go to jail if she or he remands him to prison. It's okay. It's okay. Just don't walk with soap or soap powder, Brutus. It's fine. But having said all of that, we are big and we're not stupid. We see that there is more to this story. And that is my position on this. If there's more to the story, it simply means that Jack Dale is afraid of something. It simply means that Irfan is afraid of something. And my opinion is that they are afraid of Brutus for a particular reason. And it is for me now, or any reasonable or any sensible person out there, to ask, what is it? Or why is Jack Dale and Irfan, why are they so afraid of Brutus? That is all I'm asking. This has nothing to do with, like Mark all up in his feelings over Brutus. Give me a break. Give me a break. You haven't been watching my show? You don't know my position on Brutus? Of course my position on Brutus is clear. You do the crime, do the time. Story done. There's nothing there to protect Brutus or anyone who commits a crime. Anyone. And if they're saying that they have evidence against Brutus, arrest him, take him before the court, and that's it. But this puppy show, this whole big show, is a show. Outside of a show, Jack Dale is flexing his muscle. And we cannot be in a society where people like Jack Dale, goons, criminals like Jack Dale, flex their muscle. And we must sit back and allow that to happen. And because we dare not want that to happen, one or two of those trench croppers coming in and holler, but that I am protecting Brutus. Where have I? You guys know. Come on, get out of here with that crap. My view might not be totally different from Mr. Paul Slow, but my opinion differ in some aspects. And I am simply saying that there is more to this situation. There's more to this. Brutus has information, possibly. He has things that he wants to talk about. Some may say, well, he been there all the time, why he didn't talk? Oh, okay, fair enough. I respect that position. Fair enough. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. But I repeat, there is more to this story, guys. This is not just about karma. Might be karma. Mr. Paul Slow might be happy. Yeah, but tell you, but Brutus, of course, he warned us. He was telling us. No, nobody wanted to listen. The PVP guys didn't give a rat's you know what, because all they want to do is to use these guys. And Brutus has allowed himself to be used by Jack Dale and by Irfan and possibly by other corrupt individuals in the government and drug lords and money launderers possibly. And that is what these corrupt politicians do. If they catch pacos within the Guyana police force, they will use them. And there are times when these senior pacos within the Guyana police force feel that there is no way out. And if the corrupt politicians like Jack Dale and Irfan want to use them, they feel that, like Hicken would say, his hands are tied. And while Hicken's hands are tied, guess what? Hicken is probably out there making money. For all you know, Hicken probably has more money than Brutus. For all you know, if you were to check Hicken's bank account, he got triple time the amount that Brutus got. Just like that guy, that police commissioner that died. What's his name? Henry Green. Y'all think Henry Green has little money Henry Green got? Henry Green had more money in his bank account as commissioner of police that I'm sure he cannot really give answers as to how he got it. Far more money than Brutus. But because his hands were tied to, and he wouldn't do what Brutus did. Brutus took Anil to court, Anil bombs raised. Brutus took the other regime to court, the bombs raised. He took the Home Affairs Minister to court, the bombs raised. He took the acting commissioner of police to court, the bombs raised. He took all of them to court. And in doing so, Brutus is basically saying, all of we going down. All of them going down. All of them going down. That's what Brutus is saying. All of them going down. All of them are going down. That is what Jack Dale is afraid of. He doesn't want that. This is the first time in a long time that Jack Dale is afraid. I repeat, this is the first time in a long time that Jack Dale is afraid. And Brutus got them trembling. Brutus got them jittery. Brutus got them jittery. I say again, Brutus got them jittery. That is what's happening. Guys, don't go anywhere. We got some information. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back. Just do not go anywhere. You'll get it firsthand right here on 107.1 FM.
There and fabricate that. Unless you say who the person is, I can't comment on anonymous people.
Okay, well, let's talk about specific individuals. What is your relationship with Mr. Su Jurong?
Su? Oh, Su? My relationship? Not.
I can't take it no more. I can't take it no more. Can't take it no more. Imagine 18 hours of blackout and you're telling people progress. Cost of living gone up 100%. Yet you give public servant less. Mr. President, listen to the people. Search your soul and you will confess. I want you try surviving on the public base. Then you're gonna know but stress. Cause I done fed up. You done fed up. He done fed up. She done fed up. We done fed up. The people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup. Look how evil set up. The people fed up. They done drive no fear
All right, let's go live here. Brutus apparently is speaking, compliments. Let's see what's happening here, please.
After the deployment to the SWAT, you did not say what are your views on the SWAT being used this evening. Just how
all right, I believe Mr. Brutus would have mentioned all of what is actually concerned to them. The fact that this is a fishing expedition, no warrant was produced, and it's clear no one entered the room, no one produced that warrant in this time. All right, and basically that's all I want to say.
Counsel, I'm trying to get. I just need.
Are you going to stay with Mr. Brutus throughout the night? Do you expect them to return?
Like I said, that's all we'll say for now. But Mr. Brutus is concerned for the safety of himself and his family.
There is an allegation of inflated prices. What do you make of this claim?
Because prices are comparable to all the other suppliers. Matter of fact, their suppliers are much higher than us.
Mr. Brutus, back to the SWAT. I'm trying to get from you your position on the use of the SWAT this evening.
Disproportionate and uncalled for. One person sitting on a thing alone could have been able to enter the apartment without hiding anything there.
And your assets, Mr. Brutus, you're saying that they are justifiable given your businesses?
Yes. We follow all the procedures.
And the reason they didn't proceed into the apartment is because you didn't want the entire team?
Yes.
Okay.
What Mr. Brutus, in summation, what do you make of all of this?
Like I said, this is a fishing expedition.
But why you? Why you?
There's a background to it, and it will come out when the constitution is there, but I think all those details will come out very soon.
Thank you.
Okay, so again, you guys can just imagine what's happening there, and let's not beat around the bush. Let us not beat around the bush. Here is what's happening here. The publicity has led to that, the calling off of the SWAT team. They knew what they wanted to do as quickly as possible, but they didn't realize that it was going to get to this point. It's out there. It's spread like wildfire. That is why Jack Dale and these goons in the PPP, they do not like social media. They just do not like social media. And this is what, just imagine, guys, just imagine for a moment, just imagine. All of this show, Soku, SWAT team, you name it, all of them went out there. All of them to go because Jack Dale or Irfan Ali probably sent them. Jack Dale or Irfan Ali probably sent them there. Hey, go and look for him. Grab him, intimidate him, and so forth and so on. Look, with this said, expect Brutus to go to court tomorrow. Expect Brutus to go to court tomorrow. They are going to inform his lawyers that Brutus, Calvin Brutus, has to appear in court tomorrow. So don't get tied up, so to speak, that the SWAT team got called off. They may return in the middle of the night. They may return, kick the door down, and get Brutus. So don't for a moment, because they haul off or they were told to step back, because this is embarrassing, not just to the police force. It is embarrassing to Jack Dale and the PPP. It is embarrassing to the installed government. That's what's happening, guys. It is extremely embarrassing. It is extremely embarrassing. Lots of messages coming in with regards to crimes that were covered up. And it is said that police officers are aware of those crimes that were covered up, asked by senior operatives of the PPP regime, whether it's Barra Jack Day, whether it's Irfan Ali, or others, to cover up serious crimes in the country, to cover those crimes up in the country. And that is why Jack Dio and Irfan and NL, they are jittery right now. They are jittery. I see some of their cronies are coming on and say, oh, Mark, you can sleep now. Brutus is safe. We already know what is coming there. Brutus is safe as a result of what is happening on social media. And now we know Brutus, right? We know Brutus and so forth. And some people might say Brutus gets what he deserves, man, right? But we have to look at the bigger picture. We want to get to the bottom of the corruption in the Guyana police force. That is what we want to get. The corruption in the Guyana police force and political interferences. That is what we are talking about. And that is what I want to get at. That is what. I'm sure at some point in time, Brutus may have put handcuffs on me. Almost all of those senior ranks did put handcuffs on me. Right? For their political masters. But that is okay. That's okay. It's part of the struggle. It's part of the fight for a better Guyana. So I'm not losing sleep over that. I've had my run-ins with Brutus when many years ago at Fort Wellington Police Station. Oh, yes. But he was professional. But I'm not. That's not going to prevent me from saying, let's get to the bottom of this here. It's not going to make my bumps raise or I get all emotional and say, oh, it's good for him. It might be to some extent. But Brutus may need to talk. Brutus may have things that he wants to say that could possibly save the Guyana police force or expose the criminals in the Guyana police force. And not just the criminals in the Guyana police force, the criminals in the government. Those are things I'm interested in. I'm not interested in karma come around. No. And some of you guys, not all of you, 99% of you guys understand what's happening here. Only the 1% whose bumps raising and may go back and sit by Jack Dave's lap, sit on his lap or lick his big toes and so forth and so on. Those are the ones whose bumps are raised. And they cannot see what is being said or done, especially on this show tonight, as it pertains to Brutus. I'm going to repeat. Talk, Brutus, talk. I am going to repeat. Talk, Brutus, talk, talk. Talk, Brutus, talk. Spill the beans on everybody. If you have information on Jack Dio, spill the beans. He claims that he has files on you, Brutus. If you have files on Jack Dio, spill the beans on Jack Dio. Do not hold back. If you have files on Karim Bach, spill the beans on Karim Bach. Do not hold back. If you have files on Hicken, spill the beans. Spill it. Hicken, spill it. If you have files on Anil, spill the beans, Brutus. Spill the beans. It can save, it can very well, may very well save the country. It may very well save the police force and may very well have Guyana breathe again. 240 charges. Don't think that they're going to go light on you, Hicken. They're going to send you to jail. Take my advice. They will send you. They are prepared to send you to jail. You saw what happened tonight. Don't feel that because they were... the reason why the SWAT team disappeared is that some person, someone in the Guyana police force got a phone call. And that phone call may have come directly from this guy. I bet you guys probably don't. Not this guy. Not this guy. The SWAT team went there possibly as a result of this guy. But the SWAT team may have been called off as a result of, guess who? The SWAT team may have been called off as a result of Irfan Ali saying, call them off right now. And Irfan Ali may have picked the phone up and call Hicken and say, call them off right now. Because Irfan Ali possibly still have a soft spot for Brutus. And I may be wrong, but trust me on this here. Irfan Ali may have been the one who called Hicken and said to Hicken, call your SWAT team off right now. And this can very well start a big problem, further problem in the PPP, big division in the PPP right now, because the cause of what's happening right now is as a result of Barrett Jackdale. And Irfan Ali may have tonight flexed his muscle. Now let's break it down. Let's break it down. Irfan is a good friend of Brutus. Jackdale doesn't like Brutus. Why do you think Jackdale didn't give Brutus and Hicken their license to operate something up the Suez Lake Highway? What is it again? Some sand pit. Maybe Barrett Jackdale wanted to have a chat with these two guys to make it appear that he is the nice guy and he is going to grant them that sand pit. Maybe, who knows? But Barrett Jackdale doesn't like Brutus. However, Irfan Ali likes Brutus. And what happened tonight at Brutus's home is as a result, could possibly be as a direct result of instructions coming and given to the acting commissioner of police by no other than Barrett Jackdale. Now, because of the embarrassment and the publicity, guess what? Because of the publicity, guess what? Hicken may have received a call directly from Irfan Ali to say, stand down, call the SWAT team off right now. And I can put my head on the block. Now, guess what? That there must have been some profanity used. Some profanity used against Hicken. Get these so-and-so men right now. Call them off right now. Now, let me break it down for you guys. I know some of you have already done that, right? But let me try to use a little bit of my training and schooling as it pertains to criminology. Here's what may have happened. Order was passed down that the SWAT team should surround his house and arrest him. This is not to intimidate him. This was to arrest him. After it started to circulate all over social media, and it got to the desk of Irfan Ali, Irfan Ali is the one, in my opinion, who asked that this be called off right away. Now, no ordinary commander or no ordinary head of the SWAT team can take upon his own or her own to say that he or she would take their men and women, if there are women in the SWAT team, real ones, in the SWAT team, to surround an assistant commissioner of police house to arrest him. This came directly from the commissioner's office. The commissioner, the acting commissioner, got a call from a very senior member of the government. And that person, in my opinion, is no other, again, this is just my opinion, is no other than Barrett Jackdale. Now, again, they didn't send the SWAT team there just to take a couple of pictures and to see and ensure that Brutus was okay, or to take black pudding, or to take some sort of pulaurie with sour for Brutus for dinner. No, or somewhere from New Driving or whatever. No, it was to arrest or probably harm Brutus. Brutus, you just heard Brutus said that he's fearful for his life. and that of his family. And he's correct about that. And so we just heard that the SWAT team backed off. They didn't go there, first of all, just like that, and they didn't back off just like that. Is Barrett and Irfan flexing their muscles right now? And the person who flexed his muscle and called the SWAT team off was Irfan Ali. That's just my opinion on the matter. But Jack Dale is not going to give up like that. Jack Dale is going to continue because his bumps raised. Right now, if he can order the SWAT team to go and probably stand up in front of State House, he would do it. Jack Dale would do that. That is how angry and embarrassed he probably is right now that Irfan Ali, for the first time, has flexed his muscle in this manner. And again, that is just my opinion on the matter. I'm not saying I'm right, but what I sure do is that, guess what? I'm almost 99% accurate with what has just transpired there tonight. Now, before I go now, will Brutus be speaking? Has Brutus been speaking? Has Brutus been speaking? That's the question. Has he been speaking to anyone? Who has he been speaking to? Who? Lots of people want to know. Lots of people want to know whether he has been speaking or not been speaking. That's the question. But now let's head back for a moment. We want to hear what Brutus said in the beginning. In the beginning, we want to hear what Brutus had to say. And so we'll go right back to that and find out what's happening. 1 second, guys. Okay, so we'll try to find out what Brutus has been saying and in the beginning. Let's go.
Compliances, submission of tax returns, and all of that. On social media, we saw a lot of allegations being swollen, and this was leveraged to the current situation here. And this whole exercise is one of our fishing expedition, as we saw tonight. The teams of Suku and I think 2 teams of SWAT came to the apartment. I was out. We were working on some stuff, myself and the attorney, so I just left to return home. We had gone from the eastern side of the compound, and as soon as I got in, they pulled up and they indicated they had a warrant to search, and they wanted the entire team to go inside. But I invited them, but just the person whose name is on the head. So clearly that they weren't really too keen or interested because they left. But I'm concerned about the level of force displayed here tonight. There's no indication that I'm a flight risk. If I was a flight risk, then there are many options other than going to the official ports to get out of the country. And we all are aware of these routes that you can use. I intend to vigorously defend these matters because there is clear evidence that what is happening is a matter of manipulation of evidence, fabrication of evidence, just to be able
Mr. Brutus, are you concerned about it?
Yes, because of the statements we see made in the press conferences and otherwise on Portsmouth's social media page. I'm concerned indeed for my safety and family. And yes, I'm concerned about it.
And did the police say if they wanted any electronic devices or anything?
didn't specify, neither did they show me the warrant.
You didn't ask.
I asked whose name is on the warrant. It is expected that they present the warrant and read the content of the warrant, that wasn't done. No document was produced.
Are you going to continue staying here?
Yes, as long as it is legally possible. No, they didn't come into the apartment. So.
Mr. Brutus, are you concerned about the use of the SWAT unit this evening? How is the SWAT deployed? What is the procedure in deploying the SWAT unit?
That is for high-profile cases where the suspect or person of interest is expected to use violence against law enforcement officials, so they're trained to mitigate that violence.
Have you been told whether the DPP has
instructed the charges related?
Not officially. I saw social media requests that he was given the oath to that. Not official.
Did the police this evening say anything about arresting charges?
No.
Or just the search
No,
warrant?
just the search warrant.
They didn't ask what the search warrant was for.
No, we didn't get into details.
Do you know the police that came?
Yes, Superintendent Singh.
Same.
Right, and I'm accompanied by his team. I think his deputy is ASP with the right. And then it's a team, a SWAT head led by some instructors.
Back to the deployment to the SWAT, you did not say what are your views on the SWAT being used this evening. Just no.
All right, I believe Mr. Brutus would have mentioned all of what is actually concerned in it. The fact that this is a fishing expedition, no warrant was produced, and it's clear. No one entered the home, no one produced that warrant, and it was done. All right, and basically, that's all we want to say.
Counsel, I'm trying to get, I just need.
Are you going to stay with Mr. Brutus throughout the night? Do you expect them to return?
Like I said, that's all we'll say for now. But Mr. Brutus is concerned for the safety of himself and his family.
There's an allegation of inflated prices. What do you make of this claim?
His prices are comparable to all the other suppliers. Matter of fact, their suppliers are much higher than us.
Mr. Brutus, back to the SWAT. I'm trying to get from you your position on the use of the SWAT this evening.
Disproportionate and uncalled for. One person sitting in a thing alone could have been able to enter the apartment. I'm not hiding anything there.
And your assets, Mr. Brutus, you're saying that they are justifiable given your businesses?
Yes. We follow all the procedures.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason they didn't proceed into the apartment is because you didn't want the entire team?
Yes.
Okay.
What Mr. Brutus, in summation, what do you make of all of this?
Like I said, this is a fishing expedition.
But why you? Why you?
There's a background to it, and it will come out in the Constitution. Yes, definitely.
You guys have heard Brutus there responding to the question, why you, Brutus? Why you? Why you, Brutus? Why you? Brutus responded by saying there is a background to it. Have you guys heard that? There is a background to this, and it will come out in the court. There is a background to this, and Jack Deere knows what that background is. Jack Deere doesn't want this matter to come out because a lot of senior officials in the installed PPP regime, I repeat, a lot of senior officials in the installed PPP regime will be exposed. Ministers, we can read between the lines what Brutus is saying there, and maybe their concubines and their family members and all manner of things. Have you guys heard what Brutus said there, right? You guys heard that for yourselves. Let's go back.
That they are justifiable given your businesses?
Yes. We follow all the procedures.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason they didn't proceed into the apartment is because you didn't want the entire team?
Yes.
Okay.
What Mr. Brutus, in summation, what do you make of all of this?
Like I said, this is a fishing expedition.
But why you? Why you?
There's a background to it, and it will come out in the Constitution. Yes, definitely. Other details will come very soon.
Thank you.
You heard Brutus there, right? Brutus said there's a background to it. There is a background to it. A background to it, and it will all come out in the court, whether in the courtroom or maybe in the public court as well. And I say this, if Brutus is watching this show, maybe somebody close to him is watching, maybe his lawyers or what, I would continue to say, talk, Brutus, talk. Sing, Brutus, sing. Whether you sing local songs, you sing regional songs, or you're singing international songs, sing, Brutus, sing. Just like Jack Deere says he has files on you, Brutus, I am almost certain that you, Brutus, may very well have files on Jack Deere. But not just Jack Deere, you may have files on others. And so I repeat this evening, sing, Brutus, sing. They no longer like you. They have thrown you to the wolves. It is time that you survive. You're now on your own, so to speak, out there. In order for you to survive, you've got to sing. You've got to throw Jack Deere back into the wolf pack, so to speak. Don't let him dash you there. Don't let him tell you or bluff you that he has files on you, or the government, the installed government, has files on you, Brutus. Swing it back on them. If you have files on them, sing, Brutus, sing. Sing before it's too late. Sing, Brutus. As Jack Deere says, they got files on you. Tell us whether you have files on Jack Deere. Tell us. Maybe you know. Did Jack Deere, was he ever involved in criminality and these sort of things? Covering up criminal matters? Connection to death squads and killers in Guyana? I don't know if Brutus knows these things, but I'm almost certain that there are other senior police officers who may very well have a large file, a huge file on Jack Deere and others. Sing, Brutus, sing. We know that Hickens' hands are tied. Hickens' hands are tied. He can't say much. He can't do much. His hands are tied. And we also know that Anil might be nervous about something. Might be nervous. What exactly is Anil so nervous about now about Brutus? What? I'm trying to, when I'm off the air, I got to put some things together. What is the connection with the DPP and some of these charges? And whether the DPP actually ran through, her office ran through all 240 charges. Or she just decided and she said, charge him for all. We are hearing that with the Dion Bascom situation, that they never got any files on Dion Bascom, but yet charges were recommended. Can you guys imagine what is happening in Guyana? We know of death squads again. Death squads have returned to Guyana, and we are hearing that Barrett Jack Deere is protecting death squad members, killers, known killers. It is alleged that Jack Deere is protecting known killers. This is something that shouldn't be taken lightly by the U.S. and U.S. law enforcement agencies and those folks at the U.S. Embassy in Guyana and other foreign missions in Guyana should not take these sort of allegations lightly at all, that the man who sits there as the installed vice president is said to be connected to killers in the country and is protecting killers, whether they are for drug lords or they are connected to the PPP regime. Jack Deere, those are serious allegations, mind you. And if Jack Deere can say whether he instructed Hikin to cover up the disappearance and we're hearing murder of this ex-policeman, then Jack Dale should let us know what is happening. We'll get to Omar Khan maybe tomorrow or Friday. We'll talk a little bit about Omar Khan. We'll talk a little bit about others in society who are doing some really, really, really bad things. They have some really, really bad hombres in Guyana. Senior police officers, senior law enforcement officers are on the radars of U.S. law enforcement agencies. Some of these senior, very senior policemen and law enforcement officers are into drugs, are protecting drug lords and money launderers. Some very senior politicians and government officials are no different. Guyana is not a real place. Sing, Brutus, sing. We have much more that we can talk about. But for now, guess what? We will keep our envelope sealed. God bless you. We'll see you tomorrow. Same place, same time. Sing, Brutus, sing. So long.
I can't take it no more. I can't take it no more. Can't take it no more. Imagine 18 hours a blackout and you're telling people progress. Cost of living gone up 100%, yet you give public servant less. Mr. President, listen to the people. Search your soul and you will confess. And while you try surviving on the public face, then you're gonna know but stress. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up. They don't drive no fear with the citizen. They may want the people speak out. Freedom of speech done gone inside the gutter. Knock off when you open your mouth. Discrimination in entertainment. And you're talking about one Guyana. When the Ministry of Culture keep the big shows. One set of girls and banner. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup. Look how evil set up. The people fed up. Every picture you take and promise you make, everything you do is about clouds. Then you come into me for I shake your hand, there's nothing to smile about. Corruption inside every sector, but when it comes to them they send you. Try investigate efficiency, right? Go talk to Barrett and Sue. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up. I done fed up on the dirty water, low pressure, want scream and tell somebody. Imagine 1500 US and they're telling me super salary. I done fed up on the unemployment racism and the lie they say one Guyana. Cause when you look with the oil money going, circulate with one set of banner. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up.
There and fabricate that. Unless you say who the person is, I can't comment on anonymous people.
Okay, well, let's talk about specific individuals. What is your relationship with Mr. Soojurong?
Sue? Oh, Sue? My there and fabricate that. Unless you say who the person is, I can't comment on anonymous people.
Okay, well, let's talk about specific individuals. What is your relationship with Mr. Soojurong?
Sue? Oh, Sue?
Yeah, my name is Justity Caldata Francis Vietnam, and since 1965 I become a voter, and I always place my ex next to the cop, and what they are doing today, I can't take it. So I have no more vote to give to PPP anymore. I'm not going to vote anymore no more. If they have to lose by one vote, they're losing it by data.
Oh, Jesus Christ, if cost of living double, I don't know what happened. A pound of sugar is $300 already. Flour, everything gone up. Everything just raising. You gotta get about $40,000 for buy good ration. You gotta get 3 man now. A weekend man, a monthly man, and a fortnight man.